Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Dawes County Board of Commissioners work session. Today is Thursday, August the 7th, 2025. Appreciate those that are with us in attendance as well as those that are with us online. We'll get right into the new business. First up, we have presentation of Georgia Opioid Crisis Abatement Trust Grant application for treatment services. Judicial Accountability Division Director Brad Williams.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioners. This is the second round of the Georgia Opioid Crisis Abatement Trust Grant application. That's a mouthful. For this time, we are asking for three things in our application. We're asking for some personnel assistance, and that's not for new positions. That's for contract help to expand drug screening hours for the treatment center. We are also asking for some for $6,000 for specialty training to educate our counselors in medically assisted treatment, and then we're also asking for some added IT equipment that will increase the productivity of our counselors at the treatment center.
Questions? This is at no cost, right?
That's correct. No match. No
No
cost.
match to this. Okay. Questions for Brad? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we have presentation of request to convert a part-time deputy clerk position to a full-time position. Clerk of Court Justin Power. Justin.
Hello, Commissioners. How are y'all?
Good.
Good, good. Thank y'all for allowing me this opportunity. Just want to say first, I'm thankful to be y'all's clerk of court for the past 15 years this month. And I'm proud to say that I've never had a request of the commissioners outside of budget. So this is my first time before you asking for something. I know. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. But I'm looking to convert this part-time position to a full-time position. Y'all know as well as I do, you've already had probably all the statistics thrown at you from all the other court departments. I can bore you with those, but you know the growth we've had in the county, and everything is, causing more work. And we've tried to absorb it over the last 15 years with additional duties that's been given to us. We've done the sentencing for the judges. We're doing the calendars and BOE. We've taken on more duties with the same help. In fact, the clerk before me had one position that I have not filled. It's still frozen. So I'm trying to make it work with what I got, always have. But it's time I need a little bit more help. So I just need this position to be converted to full-time. There's enough funds within this year's budget that through savings of insurance that will cover it. However, for next year and the future years, will need to be covered.
Okay. Questions?
Do you know how much that's going to be in the future moving forward?
Yes, I do. I made y'all copies. You want copies? Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
And Natalie done a great job preparing that. You can see on that first, the annual current salary is 27,416.48, and that'll go to a total of a $54,000 increase for future years. And that's at maxed out insurance, full benefits if they elect that. Yep. And for the rest of the year, on the second page, that shows what will be needed. It'll be about 4,000 or 14,000, a little bit under 15,000 for full benefits if needed. And like I say, that'll be covered within my present budget.
Is the part-time person good to go full-time, or are you having to hire a new?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
Hope she will.
We got to have the extra work, so I'm hoping.
Other questions for Justin? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, we have informational. Don't call me. Spam. I want to talk to them no way. All right. Informational presentation of quarterly transportation special purpose local option sales tax report. BM&K President Don Clarkey. Don. Oh, no, it ain't Don.
Not Don.
Robert.
I want to say a few comments before I turn it over to Don just to let you know, Robert Drury, Public Works Director. Lost my train of thought. I'm going to ask Don to come up here and from BM&K, but I think he also wants to introduce someone else from BM&K. But before we do that, obviously, this is the second quarter report. If you recall the first quarter, with lots happening. And hopefully you can see that on paper and during the presentation. But before we do that, I've asked our public relations, Aaron, to give us a brief showing of what our web page looks like for T-Splost. I don't know if you've ever surfed the web page on T-Splost, but he's building that. And I think he wants to walk through how the general public can actually see these updates on the web page. So I'm going to turn it over to Aaron.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. So if you can see on your screen, we have our T-Splost webpage. The purpose is to keep the public informed on all of our projects as well as the active projects. And eventually, after years go by, we would like to add to the completed projects list. This will help us keep track of everything we've done and show the work that's been completed through T-Splost. So first we have the quarterly report, which will be updated as soon as Dawn sends it over to us. If you scroll down, Kristen, we have what is T-Splost? We don't need to click on that, or you can. Whatever works, that's okay. That just has our old video and a brief explanation. If you click on our active projects, so this will include everything that is currently under the works. And if you want to click on any of the projects, yeah, your choice. We scroll down, we have every breakdown that is provided by Don and his staff, which will be, and you can go ahead and click on one of those. We give the details on the location, the extent of the project, how much the project is expected to cost, and the timeline. So if you click on the timeline, we will be updating it, letting people know that this is where the project goes. This is actually very helpful to show people that we can't just start paving a road, that it has to go through multiple steps. So every project will have different details on those projects. And you can go ahead and click on the back arrow, Kristen, to the original page. Thank you. Or one more. I know. It's okay. This is more authentic anyway. Yeah, one more back, please. Thank you. There, you can see the projects list right there. This is the list that Public Works has compiled for all projects that we hope to get to one day. So again, this shows residents that even if their road is not currently under construction at this moment or in the near future, that their road is on the list. And if it is not, of course, Robert takes in the suggestions from residents who would like to see their road completed with T-Splosh. So you go ahead and click back. And then finally, our completed projects, which is currently one road, which is okay because we're in the very early stages. But this will be taking all of our active projects and moving it over so that we can show people that we have completed different roads.
I love this. Well done.
Thank you. And thank you for Donna's staff for providing us all the helpful info so that we can actually give residents more than just a high-level summary of each road. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, appreciate the opportunity to come and give you an update. I don't know if Kristen has a PDF or if the PowerPoint made it through. I appreciate Aaron getting up and walking you through the website. Your county staff does an excellent job working through this. So this is really good. We don't get this everywhere we work, so we're real appreciative of this. So, well, Kristen, if you want to, I can just control with this. All right. Well, let's get going. You just saw this sheet here, but I just want to mention a couple of things on the sheet. If you look, you see we list projects planned, projects in design, under contract, in construction, which is pretty obvious, and then completed. As Aaron said, just want to remind you about the planned projects. Planned projects are projects that are in need of a defined scope or a drafted concept. So if you just want to remind you, if you remember, go back to your list, your original list, you'll have a description that'll say improvements to Couch Road. It takes us a while to get something that fits in our budget and gets improvements to the project. So those projects are working their way through. Our plan is not to hope to complete every project. Our plan is to complete every project on your list. Good Lord willing, we believe we will. That is the plan. So there's your IGA summary, just a reminder. So you are 15% through. That would be 9 out of 60 on your distribution. So we're coming in, we estimated, if you remember, right at 1.1 million a month. That's what we've programmed out. We need a good Christmas season. If we have a good Christmas season, our 1.1 will hold. If not, we'll need to dial it back a little bit. We're not coming in right at it. This month was a good month, but if you track your the proceeds, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is county year 2025 and 26 commitments. If you remember the last time I was here, the thing to remember is what is encumbered or committed. That's the most important item. We do have a set amount to spend. Aaron mentioned to you, Emmett Drive is completed, and that came in right around what we budgeted for it. And then these other projects are kicking off. Robert can explain a little more in detail about the resurfacing and the full depth reclamation projects. This is Blue Ridge Overlook, Keith Evans, and then Coward is going to be next year. So look for that. So be prepared for the traffic interruptions that are going to come on those roads. So this slide is, if you can see, is Lumpkin Campground in 53. This is one of our GDOT projects. It is moving along. We are in the right-of-way phase, so we have preliminary plans. We are making contact and in negotiations with our first 5 parcels. So I wanted you to be aware of that. Then we are kicking off the remainder of the projects, Lumpkin Campground, at Whitmire, Red Rider. You can see the list, State Route 9 North. We have identified and selected consultants for these projects, and they are moving forward. They will come out of the planned and into design here in the near future. So we hope to bring approved concepts to you shortly. Next one is a continuation, our Longview Drive. It's a project out by the lake. It's just kind of got some nasty problems with it. That's going to contract next month. So you'll hear more about that in the next update. Elliott Road, it's a project that's laid out. I'll explain a little more about it. I've talked about Couch and Hubbard, and then we have Etowah River Road, which is a priority project for us. We need to get that one open back up to get some connections. So Elliott Road, I wanted to let you guys know you're familiar with the project. You're familiar with what we're trying to do. Right-of-way acquisition begins next week. We're really looking forward to that. We have plans revised and ready to go. Our utilities are working. So if you've been out there, Etowah Water has been making water line adjustments. We're finalizing a gas permit. So you'll see gas line construction. Feel free to stop me at any time if there's something that piques your interest. 53 at Lumpkin Campground, I talked about it. We're moving forward through right-of-way. It's really a good project. You guys know the problems and the congestions there, but we pick up the 2 through lanes coming from town, headed to 400. It's going to be a really great ad. And then our Lumpkin Campground at Grizzle, we spent a lot of time on this project last time here. Before you were in completed survey, moving through preliminary plans. Looking forward to getting some relief there as well. Then we have our county roads rehabilitations. This is your deep patch, your resurfacing, and your FDR. Next slide is Keith Evans and Blue Ridge Overlook. They're going to be kicking off this month. Robert and his crowd had a pre-construction meeting just yesterday. And this is our Longview. This is our project out on the lake. Has an assortment of issues. We look to get that let to contract next month. Be happy to answer any questions. That was our last slide. As you know, we've encumbered around $5 million. And that number is really going to take off as these projects move through right-of-way. Let me just caution you on right-of-way acquisition, how it can really fluctuate. We can plan construction and it can go on a pretty steady trajectory. Right-of-way can be somewhat of an unknown. But I'm happy to answer any questions you might have at this time.
Questions for Don?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to mention something real quick. Don mentioned Elliott Road. We're not acquiring actually right away. It's all easements, some temporary, some permanent. So we're about to go in that phase, and that's going to dictate the length of that project, how successful we are getting the easements on Elliott Road. So hope that goes well. I just want to say thanks to BM&K. They've been a big help. You see some progress going. We're very excited about it. It's starting to operate like a machine now. It took us a while to ramp up. The FDR projects, Blue Ridge Overlook and Keith Evans, we did have a pre-construction meeting, and they're going to crank that up mid-September probably. So Blue Ridge Overlook, we all know the traffic out there. It's going to be a mess, and we'll try to get the word out as best we can to let everybody know that it's going to be a mess. But we're excited about that one. They have started on Nightfire. They started replacing the asphalt curb. That's the first thing they wanted to do. And you'll see them out there from now until probably the end of September. So those are moving along. So by the third quarter report, I know we only have one completed, but by that time we'll have probably, hopefully 4 or 5. So I'm excited about this. I just want to say that to you all. Thank you very much. Any questions?
I have a quick question. So I've gotten a couple calls with Blue Ridge Overlook over the past year and a half, 2 years, about some concerns. So I think it's good that we're moving forward. My question is, how do you reach the public other than like our social media and stuff like that? Do we do like mail letters?
No, we do not. Particularly on that road, it's a connector road. It's mostly traveling people from Forsyth.
Yep.
So no, this would be social media only.
Only? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Next up, we have presentation IFB 482-25 Lumpkin Campground Road resurfacing. Robert?
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This project's kind of exciting too. It's not T-Splosh, so put that aside. I came to the board back in May to request LMIG funds. If you recall, it's LMIG with no match. The governor and the legislature were very gracious to us, and so we applied for resurfacing, mill and overlay, and do some deep patching on Lumpkin Campground Road from Dawson Forest Road south of the Forsyth County line. I will tell you this, the DOT's approved it, and we already have money in the bank. We have a $610,000 check from the DOT waiting to be used. So we've opened bids, and I'm going to go through the PowerPoint that Melissa does such a good job with. Well, I just mentioned the resurfacing and the GDOT funds. And we've gone through the procurement process, as you hear all the time. We've been very successful. The work is mill and fill, deep patch. All work, this is important to note because of the location. All work will be after 9 o'clock on a Friday, before 6 a.m. that following Monday. So it'll be weekend work, probably night work. But we've asked them to get in and get out, and they've assured us that they will. And we're also including the raised concrete channel right there at Marketplace, Dawson Marketway. That one doesn't have to be done over the weekend or at night. They can come back and do that, or they may do it first. But that is part of this project. We're not doing the resurfacing around the Lee Castleberry roundabout. That pavement's in good shape, so that's been excluded from this contract. So we've got three bids. Blunt Construction was the low bid by about $25,000 of $677,718.43. And they are very much aware that they want to get this done before the leaf looking season. So staff respectfully request the board to accept the bids received, award a contract to Blunt in the amount of $677,718.43 and a 10% contingency. The reason we're asking for that is because when you do deep patch, you might find more problems when you're digging. So we want to make sure we have the funds to cover those. And utilizing the LMIG funds in the amount of $610,582. And the difference would be funded from SPLOST 7 of $134,908 if we need to spend that 10% contingency. Any questions?
Questions for Robert? Thank you,
very
sir.
much. Thank you.
Next up, we have presentation of State Properties Commission revocable license agreement and resolution for a long-term ground lease concerning a public safety radio system. Purchasing manager, Melissa Hawk. Melissa?
Good afternoon. Get my glasses on so I can read all this. As we remember, we did an intergovernmental agreement for this exact same piece of property with Georgia Department of Natural Resources just earlier this year. In saying that, it was discovered that we're going to also have to go through the State Properties Commission so that we can get the agreement for a lease for this property. The first thing that we're going to enter into is the revocable license agreement that you see in your packet. And this is so that we can immediately utilize the property so that we can begin construction. So as we know, we lost the property over on Monument Road thanks to FAA. So we had to search around and we found this property, and this is where we're going for the radio system upgrade. And there is a one-time fee cost of $650 with that contract. In that language, I'm sorry, in that contract, there's also language that says we have to go to the 2026 regular general session of the legislature for a long-term ground lease. That's going to be a primary, I can't talk tonight, I'm so sorry. Primary term of 25 years, a secondary term of 25 years with options to extend. And that's only going to be $10 annually. So that would also go straight to the state commission's property. And I just learned after doing some research on this, because I didn't ever have to deal with them when I worked with the state, that their chairman is our governor. So this is why it goes to the legislature to be approved. And that contract will actually be written by our state attorney, general attorney's office. And that'll come to us later on. Hopefully sometime maybe April, May of 2026 when they go through the sessions. The future ground cost lease will be presented annually during the budget hearings, which I said it's only going to be $10 a year through the life of that contract. And that's all I have for you.
Questions for Melissa? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up, we have presentation of board appointments. Tara Linton replacing Carol Turner on the library board, term August 2025 through June 2027. And then on the Long Range Planning Committee, Corey Guthrie replacing Terry Tragesser and Mike Turner replacing Gary Pashon. So I present those to you, and they'll come up for a vote at our next meeting. County Manager report, Mr. Joy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Two items tonight. First, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to Mansfield Oil Company. They are a vendor of Dawson County, but they're actually located in Hall County. But they recently, and it was on social media on both our sites, donated $5,000 to Park and Rec, specifically to the EPIC program, which most of you are familiar with, is challenged adults, and it's just a fantastic program. And this was a unsolicited, unexpected donation out of the blue a little bit. We did have a staff member that had a connection to them, but we did not solicit this donation. I think they attended the prom event they had this summer and was just blown away with the program and just graciously made this donation. And we just want to publicly thank them. Their generous donation will help supplement what is needed to finish out the EPIC program's 2025 budget and potentially have some funds left over to help next year with the prom and the EPIC camp. So again, thank you to the oil company. Secondly, a reminder, tomorrow night is a community event. It's the Family Connections Family Fair, which is held at Main Street Park. That'll be tomorrow evening. I think it starts at around 4 or 5 o'clock. Free movie and lots of fun, and most importantly, there's some free food there as well. So just want to remind that about that event that's going to happen tomorrow night. It says it starts at 6 p.m. I'm sorry, don't get there too early, 6 p.m. And Chairman, I do have a need for an executive session for land acquisition and mitigation.
Questions of the county manager? County attorney report.
No public report, Mr. Chair, but we do have that need for executive sessions.
Thank you, ma'am. That concludes our work session. So we will be back at 6 o'clock for the voting session. Thank you for coming. We hope you will stay and be with us for the voting session at 6 o'clock. But with that, we'll be adjourned till 6 o'clock.
Mr. Chairman, do you want to, it's completely up to the board, do we want to attempt to do executive session over the next, I'm not sure we can complete it in 30 minutes. We could have two. It's completely up to the board. Our new schedule, I just wanted to mention that for respect y'all's time.
Okay, well, I'll need a motion for executive session.
Go into executive session.
Motion by Commissioner Bruce, seconded by Commissioner Gaines. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. That passes 4-0, and we'll be going to executive session, but we will be back at 6 o'clock. Thank you for your attendance.